Hello Internet, and welcome to the third episode of my JavaScript prototype of Asteroids. Let's get some collision happening. So, down here, before start game, I'm going to move that down, and we'll write check collisions. Make that a function. And then this is going to check all the objects that need to be checked to see if they're colliding, but it will call collision to see if they're actually colliding. And this is going to be O1 and O2. Object 1 and Object 2. So, an update, after everything is updated, update moves them, we then need to check if they're colliding. So we will call check collisions. And so check collisions is going to loop through the asteroids. So we need to check if the bullets are hitting asteroids, and we need to check if the player is hitting asteroids. I don't care if the bullets are hitting players. I don't care if the asteroids are hitting asteroids. So I need a second instance variable up here. I'm going to call it. It doesn't really matter what I call them. This one means object. This one means actor, which are both just generic names. So we're going to cycle through, go for I in asteroids, and for I need another one. I need a J as well. I and J. That is missing an I. For underscore J in bullets, and then we'll check for collision between those there, and then in the same loop for asteroids, I'm going to go object equals asteroids underscore I, and actor equals bullets underscore J. Nope, that's not what I want. I want just collision between object and actor, and then we're going to check. Actually, that's not quite how we do this. We say if collision between object and actor, then we do something. And we do the same thing down here. If collision between object and player, then we do something. Alright, so if there's a collision between the object and the actor, then we want to remove the bullet. So I'm going to, do I just delete it? Yeah, I think I should be able to just go delete bullets. Bullet is actor dot ID, and then we need to spawn asteroids around the object, which is the asteroid, and then we need to delete the asteroid itself afterwards. So delete asteroids object.id. And then if collision with player, then we need to end the game. So we're going to make something called game over and set it to true. It will actually be made. Actually, I can get rid of those curly brackets. Running, right next to running, we're going to make game over, which will actually start out as true. And in start game, we will set it to false. Running equals true. Game over equals false. And in tick, or in update, in tick we'll do if game over, then we're going to set running to false. Actually, no. If the game is over, we're going to call end game, which we will make down here by start game. End game equals a fat arrow function, and we will set running to false. This will stop it from updating, and it will take us back to this screen. But we also need to empty out bullets and empty out asteroids, and the player can just remain. If we start another game, it'll be the same player object, but we're going to make a start level function right now as well. Start level equals L for level, and we're going to go player dot x equals size over 2, and then player dot y equals size over 2. Make sure his velocity is set to 0. Right, player doesn't have an x, player has a position dot x. Alright, and so this we're going to call start level in here as well. Start level. We're going to make a variable called level, and we're actually going to put spawn asteroid in here for now. We're going to remove it and make a spawn asteroids method call, but okay, so we're going to call start game running start level. We need a level running, or nope, let's put it down here. Running game over. Let's put it level. Oops. Equals 1. And then when we finish a level, we will just increment that and call start level again, and it should reset everything. Alright, let's see how that works. It does not. I'm not calling check for collisions, am I? Check collisions. Oh, I am. I did check collisions. Okay. So let's go to check collisions. We haven't written our collision function. So it's checking for collisions, but it's not checking for collisions. So in our collision function, we're just going to use circular collision, which isn't going to be a perfect a match for our player, but it's a really easy collision function. I do need a variable called half widths. So to check for collision between two circles, you just add their radii together, and if the distance between their centers is less than that, then the difference is how much they're overlapping. So we're going to go half widths equals 01 dot width over 2, which is its radius, plus 02, not 02, 02 dot width over 2. And then we're going to use temporary vec to find the distance between them. I could just make a method that does that, but I will go temporary vec dot copy 02 dot position dot subtract 01 dot position and that will make a vector that points from 01 to 02. And then we want to find its magnitude. If I call dot mag, then tvec.m will equal its magnitude. And then so we say if half width is less than tvec.m, then return true. Otherwise, return false. So let's see if that gives us some asteroid. Are we not working? Oh, I've done something wrong. Alright, so this would be our problem here. We need to check if the magnitude of the temporary vector is less than half width and not the other way around. Less than. Yeah. So if I save that, come over here. Yeah. So if I was doing it the other way, it was basically checking the opposite, which means it would always be evaluating as true and would just immediately restart the game. I can always check this too. If I run into him, bam, I die. Oh, and then when I release the button, it immediately starts over. So that's something else I need to. Alright, so I'm going to fix that right now. I need to make a little timer. So, game over, I'm going to make something called a start timer. Equals 1. Actually, no, I'm going to make that one equal date.now. So this isn't going to be evaluated by update, so I'm going to do it in real time. And then in start game, if the date.now real time is less than start time plus 1000. No, I want to do the opposite. If we are greater than that, actually no, if we're less than that, then we'll just return, so it won't start the game. And then when we end the game, we want start time to equal date.now, and I can actually, I don't need to set to this here, I can just set it to 0 so that it'll start immediately. So now if I go, oops, unexpected token, Asteroids 312. 312. Start time equals date dot now. Right. I put a colon, not a semicolon, as expected. So, alright, now if I run into him, when I release the button, it doesn't immediately restart. And then I can press it again. Yeah, alright, so that's just a simple fix for that. Alright, now that we're running into him, he's an asteroid, we need to get the asteroid spawning happening properly. So currently it's just spawning one asteroid. Spawn asteroid. I'm calling that in start level. Yes, start level. So that's not what we're going to be calling that. Here we're going to be calling spawn asteroids. And okay, we need more than just the parent object. We need the number. So start level, we're going to, did I make a level variable yet? I did. Level needs to start on 0, not 1. Because in spawn asteroids, the level we start on is going to be, or the number. They're the first thing. Okay, let's go up to spawn asteroids, and we need the number of asteroids we're spawning, the parent or the object that they're spawning around, and the widths of the asteroids and the distance they're spawning from their parent. So start level, then we call it spawn asteroids. The number we want is level times 2 plus 1, which will go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then the object they're spawning around is the player. The width, they're going to start at 64, and the distance will have them spawn 128 pixels away. So I could probably fit that all in one line. Yeah, there's lots of space there. Oops. And then we don't need the spawn asteroid here. Rather, this spawn asteroid is going to be up in spawn asteroids. As is the direction we're sending it. So all spawn asteroid will do is just create it and add it to here. So, alright. This is just spawning at 1010. I don't can actually get this out of here because we're going to be doing that programmatically. Width and height are going to be W. Alright. So we need a loop for I equals 0, I is less than number of asteroids, I plus plus. And then we're going to spawn an asteroid for each one. And then I need another instance variable that I can use for setting directions. So I'm going to go direction equals random direction. Right, and then I'm going to use J here. It's not going to be an index, but I'm just going to use it because it's there. And we're going to set it to, did I? Let's go find math.pi. Yeah, so I'm using math.pi times 2 a lot. I'm just going to make another constant up here. Go pi equals math.pi, and then I can just take these two, and that'll be pi times 2. And then I'll come back down to spawn asteroids, and this J is going to be, I'm going to use it to divide a circle into even parts, with the angle being 360 degrees divided by the number of asteroids. So what I want to do here is pi times 2, and then divide that by number. And then, except I don't want to do this inside of that. I want to do it before that. So yeah. Don't actually need parent here. This is going to be parent right there, object.velocity. And that would be, no. Okay, so I'm going to use actor equals spawn object actor dot velocity. We need to set its position to actor dot position dot copy the object it's being spawned around, copy its position, and then is that what I want? Yeah, and then I have to add to it. I'm going to use a temporary vector to get a vector from the random direction I made up there. So I'm actually going to do that. Okay, so it's the random direction, and then we add shoot, I times j. Yeah, I times j. Yeah. Okay, so I is going to equal 0, 1, 2, 3 as we count through, and that multiplying by the slice of the pie is going to rotate them around. And then asteroid speed. I don't want to just scale it by the asteroid speed. I don't want them all going the same speed. Smaller ones move faster, so I'm actually going to divide this by W. That way the bigger ones will, I'm going to have to up the speed a lot actually, because if it's 64, if this is at 64, the biggest one is going to be moving at 1. So let's set this to 256, and that way the biggest ones will move at 4, and the next smaller ones will move faster. Yeah, I think, let's see what that does. Cannot reposition of undefined. Asteroids 263. Actor position. Actor equals spawn asteroid. Spawn asteroid is not returning an asteroid. Return object. Try it again. That did not position it properly at all, and is not. So its position is not. So that would be this one here. What am I doing wrong? Let's go console.log tvac. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong here. The direction needs to have these added to it, not the. Well, it didn't make sense otherwise. Now let's try this, and it's still not working. All right, let's. Oops. Console.log.tvac. -2. Oh, we didn't scale it for its distance, and we didn't add it to the player's position. Oh, and we're not copying the position. Okay, you copy the object position. That should be a start. And oh, it's colliding with us immediately and immediately ending the game. So we then need to okay, we copy that position and add to it. Oh, inside of this one, we need to add to t vector. Oh, we'll put it on a new line though. Dot scale, and then the distance. Yeah, I think that should. There, that worked. We can add some end conditions so that when there's no asteroids left, it'll just restart. So we do that in update. Check collisions. After collisions is done, we can say if object dot keys asteroids dot length equals 0, then we're gonna start the next level. I'm just gonna go game over equals true for now, though. There, and it resets it for us, and we can see that it does a random position. Alright, so we can get rid of that console.log on line 269, since we got that figured out. Alright, now what else do we have to do? We have to break the asteroid. So when there's a collision between, collision is down here. If there's a collision, we don't want to spawn asteroid here. We're going to break asteroid object. And then up by spawn asteroids, we need to break asteroid equals asteroid fat arrow operator. And when an asteroid breaks, we want to spawn asteroids. The number, let's go math.random. Let's go, we want 2 to 3, so we'll go math.rand.3, math.floor of math.random times 3 plus 1. Yeah, so that should be 2 to 3. And then we need the object, which is the asteroid. I'm going to do these on new lines so I'm not taking up too much space. The width is going to be asteroids.width over 2. And the distance is going to be asteroid width over 4, I think. That should do it. Alright, I didn't restart that. Missing 262. That's because I need another one right there. Break asteroids is not defined. Break, that's because I want break asteroid, not break asteroids. Alright. It does not break, or it's just making lots of them. Alright, so in addition to break asteroid, we also want to move this into break asteroid. Alright, and this is actor, not object ID, or sorry, asteroid, not object ID, and let's and you can see that they're moving a little bit quicker, but it's only giving me 1. Why is it only giving me 1? Because you don't put that inside of there, you put that outside of there. Let's try that again. It's still only giving me 1. If I can hit the darn thing. Oh, it's giving me more than 1. So we need to give it a little bit more distance. Let's see what happens if I make it the full distance. Ooh, that's too much. That's too much. Let's go over 2. Yeah, alright. We've got a game happening. And if I run into any one of them, it should end the game. Alright. I should... that doesn't feel quite right. Their speed doesn't feel quite right. I think they need to be moving a little bit faster. Let's go 512. And let's change the way the player looks. So the player is currently just this rectangle. Let's change that. Let's go ctx.begin path, ctx. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little arrow shaped craft inside of the square that was there before. So to do that, I'm going to move to, and then ctx dot line 2 several times. Alright, so first we want to go start one and x. Okay, we start at 0x and then I think 0.2 times this dot height, and then we move to 1 times this dot width and 0.5 times this dot height. Let's put a space there, and let's just put a few spaces there to make this make a little bit more sense. And we're going to go back to the first side, 0, and we're going to go 0.8 times this dot height, and then we're going to go 0.2 times this dot width, and 0.5 times this dot height. Alright, so that should, oh, we need to fill it. CTX dot fill. There. I did not reset that. There. Ooh, that is not quite right. What we need to do here is right. So the thing that our square was doing was it was offsetting by negative half this dot width over 2. We need to just translate that over here, which means I need to save. Oh no, the save will do fine. CTX dot translate negative this dot width over 2, negative this dot height over 2. And then try this again, and there. But it's not. Why is it only giving me 1? It should be giving me. That one gave me. Ooh, those. Oh, that's another thing I forgot. Is a minimum size. So in spawn asteroids, down here, break asteroid. Actually, we'll go in break asteroid if asteroid dot width, the smallest size we want to be, we'll make it the same. We'll make the smallest size 13. So if this dot width is less than 16, sorry, is less than 32. No, if it's greater than or equal to 32, then we will spawn asteroids. Oops. That button. And we can move all those over 1. There. So we could probably do one size smaller than that. We'll try 16. And oh, okay, I know what to do. I'll make this and make that 2. That's the problem. Oops, I didn't. Oh, I guess this is like that. I want 2 or 3. So this is going to give us, math.random is going to give us between 0 and 2. When we floor that, it'll be either a 0 or a 1. And add that to 2 is going to be either 2 or 3. So yeah, that's what I was looking for. And I think that's it. That seems to be the whole game. We'll see if... I'll stay here and play it for a bit and see if I forgot anything. Oops, I need to be... Smash. Oh, next level. When I finish all the... when I break them all. Alright, so instead of just end game, in update, this isn't game over. I want this to I want to start level, and I want to level plus plus first. And start level, I actually don't use that L there, but it doesn't matter. Alright, so now let's see if I can... Eek! I died. Alright, let's see if I can finish the level. Actually, I'm going to make it a lot easier to finish a level. Just for testing sake, and break asteroid, I'm going to go for equal to or less than 64. That way it should only break down once. Yeah, there. They might need a bit more random direction. There, and we got 5. Yeah, increasing. Yeah, I think that's pretty much done then. I'll put that back to there. And thanks for watching. If you guys like what you see, I might do a couple more videos just putting in broad phase collision detection and object pooling. Those two things alone will save you a lot of garbage collection, which will make your game stutter less. But we'll see.